Pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
All right, welcome back everybody, and today I want to talk about, of course, the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello by NECA. I finally got these guys in, so I finally got the rest of them in. I finally got Donatello, finally got Raphael, excuse me, and today, let's take a look at this guy. Because of the fact that NECA decided to send all mine separately, I don't know why, but that's just the way they did it. So anyway, moving on. Here's some more beautiful artwork of the packaging of this version of Donatello. And then on the side, of course, just like the others, and he is number 1 in this line. And then on this side, we have some more beautiful art. Donatello jumping off a rooftop, and then of course the alleyway in the back. And then of course in NECA's typical fashion, we have the window of the packaging with the figure and the accessories. And then this right here, I don't think this was on the bottom of Donatello's skateboard. I don't know where this image is from, but if anybody knows, leave it in the comments down below. Let's get this guy out of the packaging so we can talk about it. All right, so now that we have Donatello out of the packaging, here he is in all of his beautiful glory. And let me tell you something, this figure is absolutely gorgeous looking. Look at that head sculpt with the whited out eyes, the straight face. Donatello being my second favorite turtle. I mean, come on, man. This is just phenomenal. NECA has knocked these figures out of the park, I have to say. Beautiful paint sculpt. Love the way that they did the straps here, the leather, everything. Just like with Michelangelo, Leonardo the Shredder, they have done beautiful work. Now, his shell, he has a little bit more scuffing on the back. With the highlighted, with the white highlights, which is nice. And then you have, he doesn't have a whole lot of scraping on his knee pads. I mean, he does, but not as much as the other guys do. And the same thing with his shell. His shell's a little bit different than the others. Not so much with the scrape marks on there, or the lines, I should say, whatever the case it may be. His hand wraps, his wrist wraps, and his hand wraps are different than his brothers. And, you know, different color here compared to like Leonardo's are a little bit more of like a gray, and Michelangelo's are a little bit more of a brown. These are more of like a greenish brown, and then down here you have more of like Michelangelo's, which is a little bit more of like a brown, light brown type color. But anyways, I mean, phenomenal to a T. Now, I will say once again, as far as these figures are concerned, make sure you check the joints, because he didn't want to bend at the elbows, so of course I had to dip him in hot water. And the only other thing is I got this excess plastic on the back of the knee here, so this knee joint will not bend as much as this one will. So they didn't, you know, shave that off or whatever the case is. So that's kind of a bummer, but for the most part, he's still good. And of course, in typical fashion, he comes with a bunch of accessories just like his brothers did. So we will get into that right now. So we'll roll right into it. I don't want to keep you guys here forever because of the fact that, you know, I've already done the other ones. I would have done them all together if I would have got them all together. That's neither here nor there. So let's start off with, he comes with his little smoke bomb, just like his brothers did, and his T-phone, just like his brothers did, and the slice of pizza. So, you know, every one of them is going to come with the pizza, the T-phone, and the smoke bombs. That's just, like I said, when I did the review for Michelangelo, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, he comes with a set of holding hands right there. He comes with a set of 2 pointing finger hands. And he also comes with a set of grasping hands. He does not come with a set of fists. Leonardo is the only one so far that I know that comes with a set of fists, because I haven't looked at Raphael yet. So, you know, there's that. And then you have his goggles. Pretty cool, like night vision goggles, whatever you want to say, spectrometer goggles. So these are cool. They probably just rest right on his head. Stiff, very stiff plastic, so just be careful with that. And then he comes with the Game Boy with the set of beaters, which is really cool that they did this. This was used, if I'm not mistaken, for them to find the mutagen or the Krang, whichever one it was. But yeah, that's really cool. Got a little bit of duct tape on there, but the modifications that he did to find it, that's cool that they actually added that in there because that's typical Donatello. And then we have Mrs. Cluckingworth, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe this was a woman that got turned into a chicken or mutated into a chicken with a big brain, whatever the case may be. But that's cool. Just a stagnant figure, kind of like Ice Cream Kitty. Somebody had told me that Ice Cream Kitty actually has joints that are a little bit movable. Mine, they do not move. So yeah, but that's cool. Paintwork on the eyes. I don't know if it's coming through or not, but you can see they did a nice job with that. So very cool stuff when it comes to that. And then next we have his alternate head. Of course, they did the missing tooth in his mouth. You can see his tongue. One eye is bigger than the other, so that's cool that they did that expression, kind of like he has his eyebrow lifted up. And then you have his bandana on the back, and I don't know if his swivels. Just be careful because like this one's a little stiff. The other one moves perfectly fine. And then we have his staff, and nicely done. They did a beautiful job when it comes to this staff. A little bit of a paint slop right here. And one of these sides pull off. I don't remember which one. Okay, this side here. That way you can add this piece onto the staff if it goes in. That's really, really tight. Don't know why they would make it so tight for that to go in there. That's kind of scary. Yeah. So, yeah, I would be careful with that. Unfortunately, that's pretty bad. That doesn't fit on there the way that it should. It should fit in here, and it's not. And I'm not going to keep trying to force it. But anyway, that's so you can add this piece on here, and yet, see, yeah, that's a no good. That's no good. So that will probably never ever get used. But this piece does come off on the staff. This side does not. So. Yeah, that's pretty sad that they did that to made this peg too big to fit on there, because this is a cool addition to his staff because he uses it. So unfortunately, and you can see the paint rub there. Yeah, this isn't wide enough. I don't know if it's just mine that's that way or what, but yeah, unfortunately, that stinks. And then we have his sheath or whatever to hold it. Very soft plastic. Mine came out of the package all kind of warped like this, kind of bent. And then you have this peg that goes on. So I haven't tried putting that on, but I'm going to try and do it off camera. But yeah, they added that on. And you probably want to pull that one piece of the staff off and slide it through here because this is so soft. And I don't know how well this is going to work because I have seen that it doesn't really stay in the peg hole. But I'm going to check it all out. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. All right, so I was able to get this onto his back. It's not too bad. It went in there. It does come off. You know, you want to definitely take, I don't think you have to take this off to get it in here, but I think the reason why they did that is so that when you're putting it in here, the staff, that it does not break the peg. That's why it's soft, but it does sit in there pretty well. So not too bad, but it doesn't, seem to go in all the way. But either way, it's sitting in there. So that's pretty good. It's still a shame that piece does not fit in with the blade on it. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see how this guy poses out. All right, so now that we got some of the posings out of the way, let's take a look on how he actually compares to some other figures in this line. Here's how he compares to the Shredder. And here's how he compares to Leonardo and Michelangelo. And he is the taller one out of the bunch, so you can see now. this head sculpt here, yeah, I'll go over that real quick. The thing with changing out the heads on this guy here, the ball peg in the neck pops off and stays in the head, so you have to take a set of needle nose pliers to pull it out to fix it, and then pop that head on. I find that this is the better head sculpt in my opinion. Is that okay? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's kind of a Donatello type of goofy look. If that's what you want to have him with, that's cool. Yeah, as far as this piece here, I was able to get it on there. You got to kind of twist it on there and push it in gently to get it on, and then twist it to get it out. The holder on the back stays. The staff does slide through, you know, taking it on and off. He could have come with a pair of fists. The hands, getting the staff in the hands, you want to be gentle with doing that. You got to kind of warm the hands a little bit or stretch them to get it in there. Once you do, it'll be fine. I think if you're going to be moving them in and out and doing a bunch of stuff with it, it's going to rub the paint off of it. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, some missed opportunities in my opinion. The swirling effect with his staff would have been cool. The fact of him, you know, coming with a set of fists, his weapons actually fitting a little bit better into his hands or going together the way that it should. It's just my opinion. The neck peg popping off, that could have been done a lot better. They shouldn't have done that. I mean, there's no reason to have rushed these or anything like that. I mean, because, you know, there's no way. And as far as these open hands here, they will not hold on to this Game Boy or the pizza. So yeah, that was another thing. You just have to kind of slide it into that, you know, gripping hand to actually kind of hold it on the side instead of it being able to be held like this in the palm of his hand. Missed opportunities. I didn't want to slide the goggles up over his face because I figured that's probably going to scratch all that up and do whatever and mark it up. So yeah, I mean, it's a great head sculpt. Love the eyes, love the way it looks. But yeah, so if you want to have them in their happy ways, you can do that. The only one you can't do that with as of right now is Leonardo, because you don't have this type of a head sculpt. So yeah, I mean, do I feel that they every one of them has their pros and cons and their missed opportunities with them? Yeah, plus the plastic, the extra plastic on the back of the knee here is no good. It's all QC issues that should have been taken care of before they were shipped and stuff like that. So that's just my opinion. And then I see there's like a divot right here in his shell, which that's just probably just the way that was made or whatever the case is. But whatever it is, that doesn't break the bank. But what does break the bank are the little here's and there's that should not be. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I don't like the figure. The figures are great. They're fabulous. They are fabulous. But a few things just, you know, that were missed, you know, like the fist, the extra, you know, the excess plastic, or, you know, the fact that he should have came with a swirling effect, the neck peg, the stiff joints, the fact that you got to warm them up to get them to move. These are all things that shouldn't be, because you're beyond that point as this point in time, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, this is my review on the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. Always hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip.